that video I just did about how preachers are to blame for the evil that's going on in the world, I do believe I got this idea from that one because of just some of the things that you hear at churches. And a friend of mine tells a story. He tells it all the time, because I think it really bothers him. It troubles him. But there was a child at a church, and their dog had just died, or some pet. And they went to church that night, and they was all distraught about it. Somebody asked them about it, and they said that their pet had passed away. And whoever it was they was talking to said that they don't know animals get into heaven. Broke that youngin's heart even more. That was just wrong. Because number one, it's our job to lead people to Christ. It ain't our job to determine who gets into heaven and who don't. Lead everybody to Christ and let Jesus figure it out from there. But does animals get into heaven? Well, Psalm 36:6, your righteousness is like a great mountain. Your judgments are a great deep. O Lord, thou preservest man and beast. Man and beast. Mark 16:15, he said unto them, go into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. And those that believe and would be baptized shall be saved, and those that believe not shall be damned. I think that's what it says. 12:6, Luke 12:6. And are not five sparrows sold for 2 farthings, and not one of them is forgotten before God. God keeps up with all of us. Everything. And see, that preacher that told that youngin' that their child wasn't, that their little puppy or whatever it was, wasn't going to make it into heaven. He missed a great opportunity right there. He says, he should have said, did you preach the gospel to you creature? Because we should be preaching the gospel to everything, no matter what it is. There should be so much love of Christ flowing from you that everything around you hears about Jesus and hears about the love of Christ. That you can't go nowhere without finding a way to slip Jesus into the conversation. That's how much Christ-filled you should be. That's how much in love with Jesus you should be. But are we? No. The foolishness that comes out of churches is ridiculous. Your dogs don't go to heaven. None of that does. Who are you to say? That ain't not up to us to determine who gets into heaven and who don't. And in one of these books, I can't remember which one it's in. I think it's in the book of, is it the book of, yeah, I think it's in the first book of Enoch, but I'm not 100% sure. It says in here that in the day of judgment, your pets will be there to give an account of how you treated them. It's wrote in one of the lost books of the Bible. It's in one of them. And, but that's not part of the canon or whatever, the official accepted books that are in the Bible, which the Bible mentions some of those books, so you should have removed more books from the Bible, because if a book in the Bible has mention of a book that's been removed, you get what I'm saying. If one of the books in that Bible is mentioned, if one of these books is mentioned in one of these books, then the book that was mentioned in this one should have been took out, because they drew inspiration from one of these books to write that book. So yeah, no. Some of these should actually be accepted and kept in there, but you read what you want to read. I've read the Book of Mormon. I've read the Bible. I've read an Orthodox Bible. I've read this weird book, Science and Health Keys for Scripture. This is a Church of Christ Scientist Bible thing. But yeah, there's a lot of different books of religion, and none of them can seriously answer this question. No, none of them give them a direct answer. But it ain't up to us to say what gets into heaven and what don't. But you can't tell me that you don't see a soul in a pet's eyes. Maybe even a goldfish. I don't know what they think, but you can see the softness and the tenderness sometimes in a dog's eyes. And the cats too, I reckon. So you can't go around saying that animals don't get into heaven just because you think you're so much more special than they are. Because even 5 sparrows are sold, but yet not a single one of them is forgotten before God. Because God remembers all. God knows all. He knows us, each and every one. All of his creation he knows and knows of. Well, don't forget, share your gospel. For if your gospel is hid, it is hidden to those that are lost. Let the world know about Jesus. Because the preachers ain't. Have a blessed day.